The management of the Shebah Exploration and Production Company Limited, Sepcol, has confirmed the fire outbreak, or rather explosion, that engulfed its offshore facility, the FPSO Trinity Spirit, located at the Upokiti terminal in the Niger-Delta region. It was confirmed from a statement from the company. According to the statement, which was signed by its Chief Executive Officer, Ekemefuna Okafor, the fire was caused by an explosion that occurred in the early hours of Wednesday, 2nd of February 2022. However, there have been some eyewitness reports which suggest the explosion happened earlier than that. Joining us to discuss these headlines from our Abuja studio is Arise business analyst Chika Mbonu. Chika, good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us. Chika, I wanted to first get your thoughts on the... Good morning, sir. Good morning. Good to have you. The explosion and the confirmation from the company, Chika, what do you make of this latest unfortunate development in the Niger-Delta region?
It's really unfortunate. And our prayer is with the company and the families that of the 10 employees that were on board. And we're hoping that ultimately they will come out well and alive. And we hope that will happen. The FPSO, the floating production storage of floating platforms, is a critical tool used by the oil exploration companies, especially now that a lot of the companies in Nigeria are focusing on the offshore drilling engagement. Away from the onshore drilling engagements because of, you know what, the security challenges and the other community issues we have in the land. And so it's a very important equipment, for the oil company, who are working offshore. And if you have, I've had the opportunity of, landing on one of these FPSOs, you can notice that it's all surrounded by water and it's all cramped up. All the equipment there is being run by electricity and then sometimes gas. And as you know, it is also for storage of petroleum products, for loading of petroleum products, and so on and so forth. And immediately it tells you that it's a hunting ground, easily hunting ground for fire and explosions. Indeed, worldwide, there has been a lot of explosions, especially in the United States of America, on platforms like this. And through all the analysis that have been done, most of the explosions, even though the jury was still waiting for the Shebah to, as I said, get the reason for the explosion. But the explosions in the ones that have happened in the United States and other oil-producing places is never far away from human error and the equipment failure, in addition to other things that have to do with the personnel who are operating on those platforms. We remember just a little gas igniting on the platform is enough to transfer fire to those platforms and explode. And so we're hoping, as Shebah has said, they'll get more information for us. But usually these kind of things, explosions are usually caused by human errors and largely to equipment failures based on those that have happened in the past.
Thank you so much, Chika. Chika, remember we had extensive coverage in Bayelsa with the Nembe oil spill involving ITO. We've got this now, this history. Chika, does this impact investment in any way, does this increase environmental pressure, on these companies? What's the... this unfortunate things seem happening in the region. What do you make of the impact?
Yeah, one issue I left out in my first statement, my first comment, is the impact on. Remember, this equipment store oil too, and when these explosions and fire happen, it can approach them. There's a lot of oil spillage. It's one instances that I checked, I read up in US. Some of the fires last for 36 hours, some last for 3, 4, 5 days before they are quenched and things brought under control. And you can imagine the environmental degradation and that would have cost to the sea life and the communities around there. So it speaks, as you said, according to the issues that relate to the communities, environmental challenges, and environmental pollution around those areas, which is a major topic in oil production in Nigeria. If you bundle that on top of the one we talked about last time that happened in Bayelsa, you can imagine how onerous this can be to the environment.
Thank you so much, Chika. I want to move to the Moody's news. Moody's expanding its footprints in Africa. Chika, you're an accountant, you're a banker. Are ratings agencies, their presence here in Africa needed with their impact on, companies and country credit profiles?
Yeah, they're very important because remember, if nothing else, look at Africa has become the hunting ground for the fintech growth. I think Africa has the highest growth in the world for the fintech sector. And most of these fintech sectors, for instance, are all going for their funding programs. And a lot of these funding programs are done from investment funds overseas. And they are far removed from this continent. And they require their eyes, local eyes here, to enable them review these investments before they can make, put funds available to these fintech projects, especially. And they require people like GCR to do that. And imagine the amount of deals that have been done. Every day you open the papers, you see the amount of deals and investments and the funds that are poured into Africa from overseas to these fintechs and allied sectors. And they don't just invest blindly. Somebody locally has to come and tell them that this is right, this is good, put in this amount of money and so on and so forth. And that's where their work is cut out. So GCR has been doing a lot of work, apart from the fintech sector, also among the corporates. You know that a lot of corporates have to raise bonds. Dangote Group, for example, that raised most of its capital money for the refinery abroad. The only way that these investors abroad can put money down here is by having somebody like GCR and to be able to assess these companies locally and make judgment calls as to whether they are what investments worthwhile. And so Moody has seen that Africa is a growth area, and so it's a win-win situation for GCR and Moody's. Moody's is bringing the international network and technology, and then GCR with their local knowledge and networks, and both will grow and take on Africa. And it's good for the African businesses. So it means now that they're one arm's length away, and things can become faster and move quickly for investors to make investment decisions.
All right, business analyst Chika Mbonu live in our Abuja studios. Chika, thank you so much as always for joining us to discuss the headlines. Appreciate your insights.